Hello everybody! I'm back to share with you some more images I have created with DALL-E 2, along with the text prompts I used to generate them. DALL-E 2 is an amazing text-to-image synthesis AI system from OpenAI, and in my previous video, we saw how DALL-E rendered real-world interpretations of characters from the Super Mario video games. Today, we will be looking at over 100 images generated by DALL-E depicting real-life versions of the 26 video game characters listed here. These are all timestamped in the video description if you'd like to skip around. Now, you will notice that my text prompts often reference the name of a photographer like Annie Leibovitz or David LaChapelle. This is because personally, I know nothing about photography, lenses, apertures and such, and including the name of one of these talented photographers in a prompt, this tends to result in higher quality and better composed output from DALL-E. Alright, let's get into it. Starting off with Samus Aran from Metroid. And here is Samus in full armor. A defiant Samus without her helmet. And here is a softer take on the character. Next up, it's Kratos from God of War. A good match on the beard and leather here. Kratos striking an action pose. And how about a dignified close-up shot? And here is Kratos staring into your soul. Now, Lara Croft, the Tomb Raider. A cinematic action photo. Here is Lara raiding a tomb, perhaps? And here is Lara staring back into the soul of Kratos. And next up we have the Witcher, George of Riverdale. This one has a Geralt of Thrones kind of vibe to it. An artistic take of Geralt on a boat. And looking stoic AF, ready for battle. Moving on, we have Jill Valentine from Resident Evil. Not a perfect match, but similar energy and attitude. A cinematic portrayal. And here's Jill looking right through you. Next up, it's pretty boy Leon Kennedy from Resident Evil. Here he is striking an edgy pose, because you don't want to mess with him. And Leon looks to be feeling a little bit pouty today. And a legit good take on Leon, in my opinion. Now, Cortana, the AI from Halo. While these other interpretations are not holographic in nature, these images do seem to embody Cortana's energy and attitude rather well. This one reminds me of the actress Edie Falco from The Sopranos. And this one does not. The Master Chief from Halo. More machine than man in this take. This one feels a bit more like Fallout power armor. And a look at the man behind the helmet. Now, the one and only Bayonetta. The earrings and energy are a good match here. Now, a more theatrical interpretation. And here's Bayonetta looking down at you because you know you deserve it. Now presenting Mr. Duke Nukem. Activating some strange 1980s nuclear device. Here's Duke hanging out off duty. And here he is, fully engaged in a flame war on Reddit. Chun-Li from Street Fighter, striking a dignified pose. And here she is right before kicking your ass. Now a cursed yet compelling action pose. And may I present to you the real Chun-Li. It's the big bad guy from Street Fighter, M. Bison. Memories of Dolph Lundgren invoked by this image. Putin wearing a giant Ushanka, perhaps? And this one is just 100% badass. Alright, and how about Tracer from Overwatch? I have never played Overwatch myself, so I'm less familiar with these next few characters. I love the reflection in her glasses here. And a wonderfully composed cinematic action shot. Next, we have Cole Cassidy from Overwatch. Less futuristic attire, but similar in attitude. Brilliant lighting and charm in this one, in spite of the cursed face. And here is Cassidy looking like he's straight out of Wasteland 3. And now, D.Va from Overwatch. Here in a dynamic action pose, though the original is clearly better. I just love the authenticity and character of this portrait image. As well as this charming representation here. And now, I give you Lonk from Pennsylvania. Here he is, ready for some family-friendly combat. Imagine, what if Link were a zoomer? And here we have a genuinely cool action pose. How about Cloud Strife from Final Fantasy VII? Say what? Here he is, holding on tight to some notion of the Buster Sword. And here, what I feel to be a fairly decent representation of the character. From Final Fantasy VII, Sephiroth. The Edgelord himself in full effect. And now he's poking you with his giant sword. And here's Sephiroth feeling smug about his immaculate hair. Now, shifting to non-human characters, let's start off with Pikachu from Pokemon. Oh no! Pikachu is alarmed! I love how tactile he seems in this image. And of course, bringing in Annie Leibovitz for the win. Now a hero for adolescent gamers around the world, Sonic the Hedgehog. Now, did you guys know that Sonic has got to go fast? Here he is, going fast, coming right at you. And of course, here is the real Sonic the Hedgehog. Next up, we have Spyro the Dragon. Or is it Spyro? I'd love to have this version of Spyro as a pet. And I love the expressiveness of this interpretation. And I want to own a copy of this statuette that does not exist. And here's Crash Bandicoot, looking as unhinged as ever. I think this one wants to cause me bodily harm. And here's Crash hanging out in the quad in his college years. And I just love this image, with the different colored eyes in particular. And here we have Diddy Kong from the Donkey Kong games. Attempting to generate images of Donkey Kong himself resulted in many images of donkeys. Here's Diddy looking fly in his color block drip. And here he is managing an organized crime operation. Now, a blast from the past, Earthworm Jim. Now you know I can't make one of these videos without giving you at least some nightmare fuel. On the other hand, this image is charming, if not true to the source material. But yes, Sinister Jim is here to punish you for your sins. Next, another throwback. Here we have Capcom's Mega Man. looking virtuous on the left and cynically edgy on the right. And here's this year's winner of the Mega Man cosplay competition. And an awesome amalgam between Mega Man and Astro Boy. And finally, we have interpretations of the Headcrab from Half-Life. While not true to the source material, these images do exemplify the aesthetic of Half-Life. Here's a Headcrabo with LED eyes. And here's a little fellow with an HEV suit of his own. Alright folks, that wraps things up for today. But let me know what you thought in the comments, if you have any questions or suggestions, and I hope to see you back for the next one.